All right. I think I am live. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me well. I'm on a new computer, and hopefully, the sound is coming through clear and you can see me okay. Let me know if you can. Just let me know that, and we'll get started here. and all right, let's see what's going on here, Lucky. Oh, that was you. On my phone, it was coming through as someone requesting a camera chat, which, with all the spam going on in the world, um, I was wondering, and it kept on coming through. And I was like, how do I block this thing? Because I didn't know what it was, because obviously I wasn't in the chat. I didn't know what was going on here. But you lost your phone. Yeah. Um, I know it's hard to have people call you Lucky, because then people are revealing their phone numbers, their personal phone numbers to you. So if you would not, ask everyone in the chat to call you, just because that's really probably not, it doesn't feel safe for everyone these days. You know what I mean? Because if someone was trying to get you, hey, call me, uh, you know, in this day and age, I wish I could help you out there, but you know, it's it's about privacy, right? So I don't know. You have like a find your phone app or something activated? I know sometimes that kind of works there too. So thanks for understanding. I know I wish I could help you out, but I with all the scamming stuff going on these days, it just doesn't feel safe. I know. So I'm so sorry. All right. Well, let's get started, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're having a great week. Welcome to your weekend. It's an amazing time of humanity, a lot going on, and especially with the Mercury retrograde. Lucky is why you're having trouble with your phone, finding your phone. But ask Spirit to show you, that will guide you too. But we got all this Leo new moon energy. We've got going into Leo season. There's just so much going on. I know today just felt like the last couple of days have been so discombobulated, which makes sense with Aquarius. Aquarius sun. Leo energy pulls us out of ourselves. Plus, I got a new computer and recently a new phone because my phone stopped working. So I'm learning all this new stuff, and it's always fun. So hang in there, everybody. We'll draw in some good balancing, grounding love energy here to start off. And if you'd like to join me in doing that, we can I hit the singing bowl a couple times. We'll let that love, come down into our being, fill us up, ground us, come into our minds, calm our minds, move into our hearts, calm our hearts into our physical bodies, to calm our physical bodies, and into our energetic field, just to fill up our aura with unconditional love and peace and bring us to this. And if you'd like to think of one thing to be grateful for in this moment, that helps raise our love vibration as well, and just be sincerely, you know, um, um, you know, grateful for those things. And then that puts us in the energy of receiving from Spirit messages, like we're going to get into messages, but also whatever we're grateful for, it magnifies us for that. So I'll do that. And if you wanted to start, just going to take a big deep breath and come out of the future, come out of the past, come back to right here, right now in this moment. And we'll take a big deep breath in, and then we'll begin the singing bowls. If you'd like to join me, let's breathe in real deep. Hold for as long as is comfortable. Let's do one more deep breath in. All right, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let me put her back in her little spot back here. All right. What goes on in your downtimes, right? Time to focus and breathe and, all come back to now, right? Well, if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor, and I feel we all feel discombobulated. So I hear that. It's just weird energy. I don't know. It feels like out of just weird, and dreams like crazy too. So some crazy energies. So as much as we can to ground ourselves, come back to now, come back to now, come back to now, and breathe is very important. So if you want to know how all of the process works, if you're new to my channel, it's all written down in the description box of the video. The quick version is priorities do get, I'm sorry, it's a donation. See, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not smart. That's the way I'm feeling. The same thing yesterday. I don't feel like I am talking, at least when I'm in my human form. As soon as I go into spirit, everything goes fine. It's getting there. That's the thing, right? Priorities do get donations, right? Timelines are being upgraded too, right? Divine Lovely. Yes, that makes sense. It's like, woo! Oh, everybody grab onto each other. Hold tight. Here we go. But donations do get priority. I step out of the free readings, dive deeper. I pull more cards for those too. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat, or in the description box, I do have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square. Don't have any set dollar amounts. Just whatever you're able to give from your heart is the perfect amount, because I know not everyone has the same financial abilities, and the rate of exchange and all that is different. So so I'm so glad you guys are so generous and understanding. It's like woo, 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 woo. I feel like you should have like a little jester hat going on here. So, all right. I have no idea what I normally say at this point. I have two computer screens up. I'm getting used to all this, and two different types of keyboards, two mouses. I'm trying to get it all onto one computer. So eventually I will. But it's like remembering, oh, do I have all my emails set up? I don't. Let me make sure I have it before I, remove it off of one. So it's all fun juggling everything. That's why I need to have a jester hat and juggling stuff. I was going to say juggling balls, but that sounds really bad. All right. So today I'm going to be using this wonderful tarot, the Daydream Tarot, coming in here. And we will start at the top of the donations, and I'll work my way down. Right now, where we're at for donations, let me just make sure I have them all here before I start blabbing away. So Johanna, you will be up first, Jojo, and then Sun and Moon times 2. And then we'll jump to Nelia, and then to Maria P via Z PayPal for 2. And then Amazing Grace via Z Cash App for 2. And then back to Cat Lady of the Sea, and then Rocky's World. So that's where we're at on donations. I do post timestamps as we're going down the list. And then when I'm done with the session, I also pin a comment listing the order and the timestamps as well. So let's dive in. We'll start off here, Johanna, at 11 minutes even. So we'll get started here. All right. Boom. So let's get started here. Thank you for your donation behind the scenes. So let's find here. Whoa, okay. Why is there a delay here? Come on. Okay, there it goes. So let's find here. Jojo, I think you're down here. Yeah, ask the ask the spirit where the phone is, right? Ask the gods. Let's see. You come back like 240 times a day and then drift away again somewhere. Yeah, exactly right. You drank a liter of coffee today, so you're going to be up for a while, right? You're so funny. All right. Okay, so you just want to get a check-in reading here is where we're at. So let's do that. Yep, number 11. How perfect. Oh, and then like we did last night, everyone's first donation will get a Moonology um, from the Moonology Messages Oracle for your fortune cookie. And then for any additional donations, if you make more than one, then we have the Angel Wisdom ones that we use. So we'll continue that just to honor the new moon in Leo yesterday. All right, let's get started, Jojo. Let's see what check-in here. What do we have here? What does Spirit wants you to know? There it is. I can feel when Spirit starts to move in and the human moves back. There's like this breath of fresh air. I love it. All right, let's see what we got going on here for you, Jojo. Up first, you do have on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Hierophant, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, but there's also the major arcana number 5 of change. So there's a lot of clarity that's coming in around change that has been happening, is happening, and will be happening in your life. They're pocketed into 3 groups. They're bringing you clarity around each, but the change, there is change and change and change happening, and it's okay. It's that you're going to understand a lot of the big picture of the why that's coming in here below the surface. So we like that. And we got the High Priestess. So yeah, definitely during this time, it's important to get away from the chaos, connect higher, look behind the veil, dive deep into your own emotions. Alone time with Spirit is very important. Yeah, the Empress energy. So we got that Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy coming in here. You've got 3 major arcana, all 5 and 3, well, 5 and 2 and 3, and 3 and 2 does equal 5 too. Yeah, and you have the 3 of Swords. The expectations equal disappointment card, but it's also following the major arcana number 3, which is around creativity. And I like this release of expectations of how creativeness is supposed to happen, right? Because there's nothing like taking an art class with a bunch of rules on what you have to do. It really stifles creativity. And this is about opening this up and just allowing your creativity to flow and allow yourself to be yourself. It's stepping away and allowing yourself to flow from that place of freedom, that place, again, another 3, the 3 of Pentacles, the seat of authenticity to come in, whether it's singing, dancing, creating, whatever it was, right? Yeah, right. So there is this, and even in like music industry or like singing and acting and different things, there's all these people that you'd think from an artistic standpoint, everybody would be all open to whatever way you want to have your creative license, right? Yeah, exactly. Not like that, but there's this, and you get into it and you realize everyone has their rules, and you're like, wow. So there is this about being true to you and going inward to stay in touch with your authenticity as you create. Yeah. So you do have clarity coming in with the Ace of Swords. You also have the 6 of Pentacles, this equal giving and receiving energy with all of this, the 9 of Pentacles. Again, this making sure you're having this independence. It's a give and receive, but maintaining your independence through all this. And yeah, we got the World card. Ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure, letting expectations go again, letting the adventure not have a lot of noise around it is what I feel here. Yeah, and you have the Eight of Swords as the underlying energy underneath all of that, which is about becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. That would have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted in the past. So I like this message of being true to you and getting out of your head. And whenever anyone's trying to have you do things a certain way, it's a give and take, you know. But even though you can do things on the outside that they're wanting to do, but you can change your energy and approach to it on the inside, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's what they have for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in right now for your check-in here. So you must be having some artistic opportunities coming your way with them, or you're in one right now with them talking about all this. Well, yeah. Self-regulation. Look at the bull being stubborn with a rainbow shooting out of your butt. No, I think it's a rainbow spotlight shining on them. Let's see what this is here. This is the exalted moon. Look at you being exalted. It says, in the situation that you're asking about, your superpower is that you can regulate your emotions. That doesn't mean suppress them. It means you can feel all your feelings and process them and let them move through you. You can just be. This gives you power. Remember, as within, so without. In other words, when you're filled with tumultuous inner emotions, your external life is likely to reflect that. However, pulling this card suggests that no matter what you've been going through, being at peace with your feelings is the key to success. Even if your feelings are intense, breathe through them so they don't cause outward turbulence. Let's all breathe through this. That is your magic. Think of yourself as a sorceress or sorcerer and stay centered now. For best results, bring compassion, empathy, and unconditional love to your current situation. You have all that you need to sort the situation out. In fact, you may even have the upper hand. However, you need to use that advantage wisely. You may need to take the uh, emotional lead, period. Be a good example for others. Additional meanings of the card: keep your feet on the ground. Ask, what would nourish me in this situation? Emotional honesty is called for. Allow someone else to express their emotions, and slow and steady wins the race. In astrology, the moon is all about feelings and is said to be exalted or in great shape in the sign of Taurus. So when it's in Taurus, it's in great shape. But right now we're in Leo, so too bad. I'm just kidding. But I like that energy for you. So there you go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So that's what they have for you, Jojo. Hopefully that helps. I know it's a good reminder for us as we're looking into all this here, all this energy we got going on. All righty. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. And we will move next in here to Sun and Moon. We're at 2020 for you, times two even. So two readings in 2020. I guess we're going to see it all clearly here. So let me take a quick sip here. Let me just turn this cup. It's awfully full. Woo, what did I do? There we go. All right. So Sun and Moon, thank you so much for your first donation for the sneak peek. All right. Always good to see you as well, PIBZ. You're so funny. Cracks me up. All right. So a reading on BD for today, this weekend, and next week. All right. We will take a look here. And let's see what we have here. So what about BD for today? All right. So we've got that for today. And then for this weekend, looks like we got the same type of setup. One card with two underneath, one card with two underneath. And then next week, what do we got for next week? Got one card and one card. And so we got 3, 3, and 3 for each here. What do we got going on? Wow, so there's something going on with them here. The Tower card. So something, lightning is striking into their life here. I'm sure we'll find out what's more going on here, but it doesn't feel like big, even though the Tower energy, the underlying is like in a dark time when a lightning bolt flashes, it brings temporary flashes of awareness, and that's really what they're focusing in on here, not so much the big drastic change kind of energy that comes in with that, but that's what I feel. It's that kind of moments of enlightenment or of awareness that comes in. All right, let's see what's going on with BD today. We do have the King of Wands, holding again a torch of light. So it does feel like we'll see what happens the weekend and next week too. But the King of Wands is like Emperor energy. It's I'm needing to make a choice. I'm wanting to make a choice, but I'm tired of listening to everyone else and doing what everyone else thinks I'm supposed to do, everyone's opinion. I'm taking the time and I'm trying to shine light. Again, this energy of they're trying to shine light on what it is that they want to do and who they want to be and, the life decisions. So it's the king finally stepping up to take charge of their life instead of going along with all the advisors and all the people and all the blah, 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 blah. They're clearing the throne room so they can have quietness and decide what they're wanting to do. So it's that kind of energy for today. Let's see what's under the surface here. I've got the Four of Cups. So there's this emotional stacking. It's interesting. And the Six of Pentacles. There's a lot of balance here because I was like, normally it's the Four of Cups is stable emotions, but they're stacked. It's like I'm balancing emotions. I'm balancing the outside world, but it feels like their life is empty. Not empty. It feels like it's more, it's so balanced. It kind of feels, it does feel empty because it just feels like nothing's exciting. Nothing's fulfilling. It just feels empty. This energy, it's like it's balanced, but in this case, it feels more stagnant is the word I was looking for. It's like my life feels stagnant. I feel like I'm doing all this stuff, but don't feel like I'm going anywhere. So they're kind of in this, what is it that's going to make my life feel exciting? What is it that's going to make my life feel fulfilling? This is what they're in this mindset about today. Let's see what goes on in the weekend here. The Knight of Wands. So we have the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the quest here for fire, the quest for, like the King of Wands has what there is this, this is what I want. And the Knight serves the King and the Queen to go on the quest for the power. So it feels like the weekend is more research, more questing over that kind of energy. We'll see what's below here. All right, Jojo, sleep well. And hopefully you won't have to get up too many times to go to the restroom for drinking a liter of coffee. Bye. Good to see you. Rest well. So let's see what's below the surface here, Sun and Moon. We got the Eight of Swords. So they are questioning thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped in the past. And the Chariot, this mothering energy of Mother Luna, Cancer energy that's behind here. But it's also the Power of Choice card. Like, what do I want? If I can step outside of these fears and get out of my head, what does my heart want? What do I truly want to do? So this weekend is, they've been kind of pondering, I feel like, and for a while, but I feel like this weekend with all this, and it makes sense with this Leo new moon energy. It is about, am I living my joy, what I want? This energy is very supported by that energy of what do I want to do? Where does it that I want to go? So a lot of reflection, it feels like this weekend, a lot of light being shown on things in their life of what they do and what they don't want, going on in their life. So interesting energy. Let's see what goes on into the next week. Yeah, we've got the Queen of Cups. So here's really get in tune with their emotions, their gut instincts. Where's my heart taking me? I followed my brain for so long and it led me to this nice existing energy, but I want to live, not just exist. And this is what they're going into with this Queen of Cups here. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. So next week is a quest of more seeing things from a different perspective, gaining clarity, even doing research, a lot of research next week on the things that they feel their heart is drawing them to, and they're trying to get to the root of their, and redefining, I feel like, what abundance means to them with the Ten of Pentacles. All this, their brain had this long list of stuff, this Eight of Swords had this long list, but now there's this questioning of it. We just took all of that on, but didn't, contemplate it. Now's the time of trying to understand it and contemplate it, right? I feel like they're in this, they're still trying to find this, inward, to have it reflect to the outward, because the King of Wands energy is more of like, I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to figure it out. Decision making, even with the Chariot card, the power choice, it doesn't feel like, even into next week, doesn't feel like it's an energy of decision making. It's more fact finding mission, discovery before decisions are being made. Very, very mental energy supporting their hearts, drawing, like their heart is drawing them somewhere. The brain is like, well, we got to look into this first. It's like before the mind wasn't even allowing the heart to express itself. Then it became where the heart and the mind were sitting at the table. Now the heart's going, I want to go this way. And the mind goes, all right, but let me look first. Let me be your forward observer. Let me check it out first. I don't feel like decisions are made yet. And it doesn't feel like it's going to take past the end of this year, which, I mean, can you believe it's almost August? So it's really only 4 months. Really only 4 months. Well, that's really not too bad. Let's see if your Moonology card, if it gives us any indication of timing here too, because right now it just feels like so many choices to be made that can take them in so many directions. But let's see what the fortune cookie says here. It is. Yeah, night moon, the shadow work. Yeah. So they are going to be doing this first, which is good because we want them to leave all the crap behind, right? We don't want them bringing that all along when they eventually do it. Let's see what it says here. So you're being asked to face your dark side, this is the message to him, right? In terms of your current situation, be honest. What part of you are you ashamed of? What is triggering you right now? These are questions that they're asking themselves, right? These are some of the questions the universe and the moon would like to ask. I'm going to say them now. We all have a shadow side, and their needs look at, let me see. I'm just going to read it the way it's written, but I know you can say, like, this is being read to them. Because I don't think in my current human mental state, that's that's going to work well if I try to replace it. All right, so it says, these are some of the questions the universe and the moon would like you to ask yourself now. We all have a shadow side, and your needs looking at when this card comes up. Oh, and yours needs looking at when the card comes up. So his shadow side, that's what he's looking at. That's that whole tower. Your shadow is the part of you that you fear or are ashamed of and find hard to love. Until you learn to embrace your shadow, it can get in your way, and whatever blockage you're facing now almost certainly comes from the fact that there's something you don't want to admit to yourself or to someone else. Maybe you need to confess that you're not as happy as you've been making out, or maybe someone else needs to let you know that. Wow. Maybe you've had dark thoughts that have impeded your progress. It's all good. Learning to love all parts of you is key here. The outcome you're chasing now lies on the other side of your fears. Wow. That's exactly what all this energy is, right? Other meanings for the card: accept yourself, shadows and all. See your situation through loving eyes. Release a grudge you have against someone. Try shadow journaling for more insight into your question. And forgive yourself and love yourself. And in psychology, the shadow self is a concept introduced initially by the renowned Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. Jung. It describes aspects of our personality that we reject or repress. Wow, isn't that crazy? So a little bit of fitting energy there, eh? So, the timing, it's all about shadow work, right? It's going to take as long as they need to take. And at this point, there's not like a period of time. I do feel like by the end of the year, they're going to be making some big changes. A lot of reflective energy, as we said before. So I feel like that's what they have for the first one. Okay, so that was for number one. And then for the second one, I think that's one where you put, when will BD and you have the opportunity to see each other next? Are you still in truck for a little getaway? Permission to be super nosy. Okay, so that's the one, right? All right, let me take a sip here. A little thirsty today. Okay, so let's take a look here. Based on current energies, when will BD and you have the opportunity to see each other next? So what do we have happening here? So got that. And then, are you still on track for a little getaway in August or September? And what else do they want you to know around all of this? Yeah, especially with all this extra oomph. That's always the thing about the future, whenever we're looking at the current trajectory, it just takes a little bit of a change for it to alter. And that's why it's, it's fun to look at possibilities, but coming back to our now is the best thing that we can do, because it doesn't matter how long the trip is. If you've ever been like on a long road trip, and like, I know if I'm by myself, I get into thinking before I know it, I'm somewhere. If I'm in a group of vehicles of fun people, it goes fast. If I'm in a vehicle with people that are grouchy or wow, it seems like it takes forever. It's the same amount of time that it's all taking, but based on our energy, things can feel like it's going faster or slower, right? So interesting. Let's take a look here. So when we guys have an opportunity to see each other again, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which you have blood, sweat, tears, energy. August, with this number 8 coming in here, I feel like you might be able to see each other in the month of August. And let's see what else comes in with that here. We got the Four of Wands. It might be at a gathering. The Four of Wands is like a joyful gathering. So it is a possibility that you guys get to see each other. Um, and one of the opportunities I feel, at least with this, is that it is in a public setting where you're like, yeah, I'm there too. I'm going to be there too. If it's someone's like a friend's wedding, anniversary, birthday, something, maybe there's a gathering where you guys see each other there. And you have the Queen of Wands, of course, coming into. It's always a great reminder. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands and can draw things towards us or repel it. So always good to mention with possibilities. If I'm focusing on need and want and lack, I push it away. But if I'm focusing on all the times that I enjoyed communicating, enjoyed seeing them in the past, and this and that, then that just makes it easier. It draws it in. At least I'm not putting up a wall and repelling it away. I'm at least drawing it more toward me. But it does feel like August here, and so far it looks like it's at a like a joint an event of some kind that's there. Let me scroll down here. All right. So are you still on track for a getaway in August? Not August with the Three of Swords right now. Eight of Wands in September. So the getaway feels like more September energy, which makes sense. There's like something going on where you guys get to see each other in person in August, but the getaway feels like with this Eight of Wands, because I did one card for August, one card for September, and September's the one that's whoop, 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 a very flowy, very fast moving energy, which that's an affirmative type of energy that comes in with that. Let's see what else I want to do. At the bottom of the deck, I hadn't mentioned it yet, is the Two of Pentacles, which is a balance. It is an energy of choices of the outside world. And there's so much that's dependent upon the choices that they're making in the outside world, I feel, with that energy as I'm tapping into that. Three other cards with this. We do have the High Priestess. It's a good energy just to realize, I know I can feel like a sense of urgency and time. And I get it. Our human side is all about, come on, let it get here, right? But in the spirit world, there's no time, because we're eternal. There's like, what are you gonna rush for? We're eternal beings. We've got all the time that we need. But our human is like, yeah, but we're down here. It's different. Divine timing. We're like at that, right? But really, when we look at it, we know that it's going to unfold in perfect timing. If things feel slow, it's because it's slowing down for us to reflect on ourselves, to release old mindsets that don't serve us, old emotions that don't serve us, old energy that doesn't serve us, old things even in the physical world that don't serve us. Excuse me. And that allows us to, move forward and raise our love vibration. That speeds things up. It feels like the energy is quicker. Lower vibration stuff feels slow and heavy gravity and, that kind of energy. But this High Priestess is about understanding that the best thing I can do to help any situation is to step away, go into my little High Priestess temple, focusing on myself, and then that just helps, things speed along. Because if I slip into focusing on the when and the who and all of any kind of lack and lower vibration, it actually slows things down. And so it's like, if I usually say 80-20 or 90-10, spend 80-90% of my time focusing on higher vibration in me, my own self, letting things go, and then 10 and 20% on, my shadow and releasing stuff and facing the triggers that keep on, showing themselves and drawing me out into the giant amusement park full of fear rides that are out there. There's so many. So I like that underlying energy. It's a good reminder. I know you know this, but it's like letting it go into here and go, yeah, this is the best thing I can do for me. The best thing I can do for any kind of us with anyone is me raising my love vibration. I can't do anything for them. I can only work on me, right? It's like sweeping in front of my own door, right? Yeah, exactly. The Eight of Wands is based on current energy. That's the getaway. But August feels like a no for a getaway. But with the Eight of Pentacles in August, with that Four of Wands, I do feel like you guys do get together in August, or you get to see each other, at least a public event or out in public, some sort of gathering. But in the meantime, it's focusing on you. Got the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's trusting that everything does unfold for us here. So it's trusting that whatever happens is for us. It's the Wheel of Fortune, the tune of for you. So we know that. And the Nine of Wands. Yeah. The Nine of Wands is a perseverance energy, but it's also realizing that when we come across this block, that one of those in the middle, sorry, I don't mean to flip you off, like the one in the middle here is your Ace of Wands, which is stepping into my power, like with that Queen of Wands. She has the Ace of Wands in her hand, and he had the King of Wands on the other one, right? It's them focusing on their stuff, you focusing on your energy, what my focal energy is, because what I'm focusing on is what I draw in and repel. What they're focusing in on is what they're drawing in and repelling. I can't do anything about their energy, but I can focus on my own. And when I do, I take that one Ace of Wands in the middle that creates this little space that allows me to be able to step through and go through this portal and go through this barrier that's been there. And the Nine of Wands again coming in for the month of September. Well, August with this Eight of Wands, there's a lot of passion, a lot of motion, energy that comes in there. And again, with the King of Wands in the first reading and the Queen of Wands in this one, I feel like it's a lot of that, a lot of sharing of energy and a lot of sharing of self. Emotions kind of feel like those will come more later, because it feels like this first time is just going to be really an energetic kind of it's almost like it feels like a oneness, if that makes sense, where sometimes when you're together with someone it just feels like you're one, and then so you don't, it's like a flow of energy instead of like an emotional awareness, because it's like if you've ever been where you just feel like you're one body, then there's no difference. You don't have emotion for one another in that moment because there is no other. It's like this unity kind of energy. That's pretty awesome. Whoa. Right? You're like, woof, 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 woof. But it definitely feels like this. And then you start gaining your independence again afterwards, I feel. So, interesting. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in with that here. I know, woo, 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 woo. I have to open my air conditioner vent up there. Getting warm in here. All right. No, that's, in August. I was thinking the getaway for September energy. Yeah, let me come back to the August. I totally was into September. The August thing, yeah, that is we'll look at that here real quick. I totally was in September. Yeah, breathe is your energy. Breathe. That's funny. Yeah, not at the public event. Whoa, what kind of public event is that? But it says, inhale, I am relaxed. Exhale, I'm at peace. Yeah, I do feel like I need to take a deep breathing, calls us back to the moment. It slows us down, taps us into our senses, and reorients our minds. The angels ask you if you find yourself stressed, filled with racing thoughts, or unable to focus, please remember to breathe. Yeah, you have to ask for bail money. We're doing a fund me for sun and moon. So what will it be like when you get to see each other in August? I totally read September before it here. Um, I like this August energy because it is like, um, I feel like it's bumping into an old friend, um, and it's like talking about all the stuff all over the place. It's like I got so much to tell you, and it's like just here, there, um, and they have. Is this? I have a few people I connect with that have ADHD, but it is kind of like when I talk with my host because she's very excited or hasn't taken her meds. She's like on 8 tracks, and I'm like keeping up with all this stuff. Talkie. That's what I feel is going on. It's just like, so much I want to tell you, and I can't tell you. I wish I could just tell you all at once. So it's this really good, like catching up kind of energy. And I mean, there's joy, there's happiness. It's like um, just a lot of uh, joy, with that. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you for those sun and moon. Remember, breathe. All right. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations. I greatly appreciate those. All right. Nelia Medeiros, you are up. You got 4838 for yours. And sorry I haven't gotten to your personal reading yet that you had won. It probably is going to be Monday as I go into my busy Saturday and Sunday. So thank you for your patience in getting to that, but I will get to that. I did reply to your email just in case if it went to your junk or spam. Be sure to check that out. All right. So Nelia, hey you. I like the little sticker there. So you'd like a general on Russ. Okay. Let's focus in on Russ. What do we need to know about Russell? What are his thoughts about you? Okay. What else? Okay. His intentions. Okay. And how will your date turn out tomorrow? Ooh, okay. Based on current energies. How's that going to turn out? Anything else Spirit wants to say? All right. So let's see here. A general on Russ. Let's see what we need to know. Yeah, we have the 7 of Wands. Someone who's very true and authentic. I like that. All right. So far, so good. I like someone who doesn't ask permission to shine, doesn't dim their light. Who you see is who you get. They stand tall there. Wow, King of Cups. A great balance between head and heart with them two. Very compatible individual. But they are not so much in their brain. They don't know how to communicate their emotions, but not, and they know what an emotion is, but not so emotional that they're unstable. It's a nice balance between the two. Yeah, we've got a little bit of Capricorn energy that's coming in with the Devil card here. So they can go into big thinking energy with all of that here. And then we got the 9 of Swords. So they, with this Devil card and the 9 of Swords, it's good awareness that they're probably in a Saturn return type energy where they are questioning a lot of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and they're in a transformational type of time in their life. But I like the first 2 cards coming out very much this I'm going to be me, but they still have this nudges inside of the supposed to and should and need to that you might pick up on there's this mental battle going on inside where the mind's going, well, we really should this, and the heart's going, no, I know, but why? So you might see them go off into their little thinking every once in a while because they are in this transformative time where they're questioning along a lot of those long-held beliefs. His thoughts about you, let's see what we have here. 8 of Wands. There's a lot of passionate, energetic, and physical attraction. We've got the Justice card too. So balanced thinking here. They've seen things from a different perspective. I feel like there's this curiosity to really get to know you even more, because when there's the scales of this Justice card, which is Libra energy-ish, which is about, I want to figure out who you are. I thought I had people figured out, but in getting to know you more and more, they're realizing you're not like the people that I put in boxes before. Usually they look at it and go, oh, they have these things, they go in here. They're like, well, you have one thing, but you're very unique from their standpoint. So there is this bit of intriguingness here. And another 8, you have the 8 of Wands, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which is a very grounded, balanced energy. It's about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears to be able to do this. And I feel like it's like there's this energy of your worth, taking the time to get to know. I feel like there's people like he's kind of swiped, whatever, is it left to and right to connect? I've never done that app. That came out when I was an older gentleman, so I didn't do those apps, but I feel like they do this a lot, like, oh, the same. These are all, people are all the same. And then they went, oh, you're different. And I feel like this is them saying you're worth the time to get to know because you're intriguing. And I like that. His intentions towards you, we got the 10 of Wands. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah, balance between the head and the heart. It actually is the counterpart to the King of Cups. And I feel like they're investing energy, like their intentions are to see if you are that fit for them, because you are different. And a lot of the people they met before, they're like, they're not a match for me. But they're really intrigued, and I feel like they're investing a lot of energy into seeing, are you this person that's compatible with me? So I like that. How will your date turn out tomorrow? Got the King of Pentacles. Well, that's a beneficial type of energy that comes in there. That's abundance, one of the big abundance cards. Very grounded energy. You do have the 5 of Swords. Arguments, battling. No. The 5 of Swords in this case, it is it's a mental conflicting energy, but it's more of a change of energy that I'm feeling here. It starts off feeling like, it's like it starts off a little bumpy in the communication, a little awkward, a little, try not to get defensive by statements because they're going to be fumbling a little bit. Just give them time to get into the comfort as well as yourself, and then it transforms in great communication that happens after that. And Page of Wands, yeah, a lot of heightened attraction, heightened energy that comes in with all of that. So it definitely feels very I don't know, just heightened to a new level of attraction. So I feel like you ends up where you definitely both want to see each other again with that as well. You also, on the bottom of the deck, you had the Ace of Wands, which again, remember, your perception of it all is your power, right? Whatever you focus on. If you're focusing on expectations of supposed to be and should be, need to be, right? But if you're focusing on what you're grateful for that's happening, then that controls your evening. So your experience of the evening is up to you, of course. So I like that for you. Let's put these cards back, and then let's get you a fortune cookie here. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat down here. If you're here, nope. All right, so let's get you a Moonology oracle. I'll give you guys an update where we're at on donations. All right. Oh, they want this one here. It's going to be this one, but no, they want this one, which is Seek Healing. You have the healing moon. We just had this new moon in Leo, so this great energy. Let's see what we have here. So there's one very important question that you need to ask yourself when you draw this card. What would your current situation look like if it were healed? Close your eyes for a moment and visualize it. It's important to get a clear picture of it in your mind's eye. Drawing this card suggests you're in a situation that needs healing, and that healing has actually started. Excuse me, however, you have to believe in the process to complete it. What might be very painful now may become much easier quite soon. The most important thing is to work through your emotions rather than denying them. That is how healing will be brought about. So talk through issues. Work on your chakras will also help. Cleaning out any emotional or energetic debris in your aura. To do this, simply put on some uplifting music, sit, close your eyes, and imagine yourself under a column of blue and gold healing light. Set the intention that your energies and the situation you're asking about will be healed. Healing is at hand. Additional meanings for the card: anything can be healed. Hold the vision of the situation being healed. Make I am healed, my life is healed, and so it is your mantra. Better days are coming soon, and heal your feelings, heal your life. About the symbol here of the healing moon, it says there's something very healing about the moon. Perhaps it's her consistency, or perhaps, as the saying goes, it's because she shows us that it's okay to go in cycles. So some good awareness around dating and healing of past wounds, and realizing as you're having these conversations and your date, and even dates with different people in different situations, it's showing you about yourself. So it's part of that transformation. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. Thank you again for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. So up next, we will have Maria P for 2 via the PayPal, and then Amazing Grace 2 via the CashApp, and then Cat Lady of the Sea, and then Rocky's World, and then let me check timestamps here. And then we have Sean G times 2 via the CashApp. Have to go extra German for yours, of course. And then Sonali Thakur, whoops, we will then jump back to you there. So that's where we're at so far. So Maria P, we are to you here. Let's grab your timestamp for times 2. All right, there we go. So let's jump over here to this computer where I have my emails up. Let me take another sip here as I read. Okay. All right. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so thoughts and feelings from Wally towards you today after your date. All right. And then, did he love your date yesterday and today? Let's see, it's like in between here. And then he went down, he slept over till 1 a.m. with him. Wow. His thoughts about that. All right. And then when you told him today was your first daughter's birthday, his thoughts, oh, did you feel her presence around you? You know she's around you. So let's see what he thought about that. And then dark side updates. All right. So let's see what we've got here. His thoughts and feelings after your date today. Yep, 7 of Cups and the Judgment card. Yeah. So 7 of Cups, a lot of different emotions, feeling a lot of different things. And the Judgment card is about this being drawn to see things from a higher perspective, kind of this mental, so what do you want? What do you really want? And this energy of the new moon in Leo is really having us all even think more about, am I living my joy? What do I want to do? And got some stuff thinking about up here about future stuff. 7 of Cups, a lot of different emotions, but it's nothing concerning, like there wasn't any bad feelings of like, oh my God, it's more internal joy with you, for you, between you. The emotions I feel have to do with what they're judging themselves about and how they feel they're impacting everyone. And it's just that internal voices that are churning with that. Nothing to do with you and your actions or anything like that. It's more the inner. I'm looking over here for your questions, and they're over here. And did he love your dates yesterday and today? So yesterday's date, yeah, Page of Cups. New heightened emotion yesterday. Just a lot of joy, a lot of emotional flow. And today's was the 7 of Wands. So a lot more passionate type of energy today. It just felt like you guys were being yourself and allowing yourself to want what you want today. Yesterday almost felt kind of more giving, and today kind of felt more selfish. Like, I want what I want today. And yesterday was more emotion, which makes sense as we went to the new moon energy. It could be like there was a big emotional energy. Now we're into the Leo sun energy of it's about me energy, because reminds me of the sun, which rules over Leo, which is what we're in now, Leo season. The in between the both here, we got the 5 of Swords. Yep, the battle between the head and the heart. With them, it's always it has been. It won't always be this way with them. But so much of their life has been about pleasing others and wanting to make sure other people are pleased, and so the in between the lines, they're wondering what you feel about the dates, and do you share with them, because I feel like they've got this struggle inside their heart. Goes, I think they really enjoyed the dates, but the mind's like, but did they? The little whispering again, coming in with that 7 of Cups too, that little whispers. You went to sleep over till 1 a.m. What is his thoughts with that? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Felt like a victory and abundance, a wonderful fullness kind of energy. It almost feels like a new opportunity that they really enjoyed, and they saw that was there too. When you told them about today with your first daughter's birthday, yeah, he had a battle between his head and his heart. His heart, of course, went one way, and feeling for you, and the feeling of what would it feel like to lose a child, energy, but also the mind, wanting to fix things, and what can I do to do this, and I don't know what to say, and kind of energy that's there too. So the kind of took him in a different place. The caregiver again, the fixer. How can I fix this? Energy kicked in with their brain, but their heart, of course, a lot of compassion and empathy. And then dark side updates. We've got the strength card. Here's Leo season. Here's the sun, Leo. Um, it's courage. It's getting up the courage. And this is the energy of this season of, especially with this new moon energy. It's all this about planting new seeds for me, what I want, what I want to have going forward. What about my happiness? So there is quite a bit of that energy that's there as well. So it feels like they're getting some inner strength, some inner bravery that's coming forward. Don't feel like it's to the point where they're like, I'm out of here and da 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 da. But I feel like they are taking some stronger steps in their life with the dark side over there. Your first fortune cookie is from the Moonology messages, and you got mystery, the dark side of the moon. Ooh, mysterious. Let's see what this brings in here. So drawing this card suggests that the way forward is not yet brightly lit, so to speak. We're like, yeah, no kidding, right? There is mystery surrounding your question. You probably already sense that. And it could be that someone isn't being entirely upfront with you. Don't be alarmed. It may simply be that whoever this question involves doesn't yet feel ready to show all their cards. We already talked about this with them, right? Or perhaps the situation you're inquiring about hasn't yet fully evolved to its final state. And at this point, it's just impossible to know the answer to your question, right? Your true question. When are we going to be together, just him and I, right? The mystery. It's all about the mystery. The best thing to do is to work with what you do know and surrender the need to know everything. On the one hand, it could be that the answer to your question is shrouded in darkness because there's some foul play happening. I don't really feel that. On the other, it could be that you just don't need to know more. That's more like it. At least not yet. So stay optimistic now rather than focusing on any fears you have around your situation, right? Gratitude, not your fears. So additional meanings for this card, you have free will. Some things are better left unsaid. Trust the universe and see what happens. Face any fears around your question and see your glass as half full. Again, not focusing on what's not there, but focus on what is there, right? The dark side of the moon is a super mysterious thing, agreed? We never see it from here on Earth because of the way the moon turns. We know it's there and we know it's unknowable. This only makes us more inquisitive about it. Mystery. I like that. So it is important for this stuff to remain a mystery because that's building your trust and it's allowing your triggers to come up, your fears to come up so you could face them, right? All right, so that was for number one. So thank you for that. And then number two, thank you for your second donation. Let me take another sip here. I'm so thirsty today. All right. So what's coming for you and Wally next week? Let's take a look. Okay, what else? All right, maybe 3 occasions, maybe. Anything he didn't like about dates today and yesterday? Anything you said or did? Okay. Anything you should know about Wally? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And anything else? So I feel like that'll be. We'll just do one card to see what else, but I feel like it all comes out in all of these. So I feel like there is 3 dates next week. You have the 6 of Cups, something to do with children next week. Possibly maybe you're going to go do something at the school or something with children, but it feels like this childlike energy that's here. So that's one next week. You have the 2 of Wands. This one feels there's like a let me see what the third one is here. Yeah. So the third, there's definitely two opportunities you guys will get together. The third one has to do with your energy, which is interesting that they're bringing this in. Like we said, if you're focusing on what you're grateful for about what you do have, not what's not, if we're focusing on what's not happening, we get more not happening, right? As we talk about a lot. But if you're focused on what you're grateful for about what is happening between the two of you, you do have a third opportunity next week. So I like that. The other one, Nine of Pentacles, feels more alone, because the nine, this is the hermit's journey away from everyone else kind of energy. So I feel like one has to do with like a lot of children. The other one could be a passionate experience with the wands energy. That's up to your energy. And the other one is more of a grounded alone time, maybe even for a walk near a park or a forest kind of energy. So I like that. I like that energy coming in for you guys. And then anything he didn't like about today's date, Ace of Swords. This doesn't feel like it was. It's not so much that they didn't like it. It just, I feel like there was something that was said. This was yesterday's. Oh no, this is today. Today and yesterday. So today's is the card we pulled first, which it feels like something you said today felt uncomfortable for them. And it's, I don't know if today was when you talked about your child passing, but there is this. It just felt like something they hadn't thought about or dealt with before, or it just took them in a place mentally. And it wasn't like mad or anything like that. So don't worry, relax. But it did take them somewhere where it just felt uncomfortable. It didn't make them feel like bad and they hated it. It just was new and uncomfortable, and so it triggered some thinking in them, which is good. That's all growth energy there. Yesterday, what didn't they like? Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. It felt like, I mean, there was a ton of emotional expression. Again, it feels like here, this isn't what he didn't like. They want to make sure it's more that it was stretching. It made him feel uncomfortable. But that's what we're here for. If we stay comfortable, we become stagnant. So it's good that this happened both yesterday and today. But yesterday, it was like I felt like the emotions, felt like their heart got stretched more than it normally is. So you expressed emotion. There was a big more of emotional flow. They might even have shared emotion a little more than they normally did. And it felt like, oh, wow, I can't believe I did that, because they usually guard their hearts so well. So uncomfortability, but not hating energy. Anything you should know about Wally? What else? Four of Wands, joy, celebration. Let's see what this is about here. Six of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So they are, something to know about them is that they are, of course, dealing with a lot of previous codependency awareness, issues, codependent relationships where they tended to overgive, or I don't feel like they were so much the enabler, the taker kind of energy, but at least in the last one, it felt like they more had been the overgiver. They might have had some where they've been on both sides of codependency, either being the taker or the overgiver, depending on who they were with. But very much on their minds and transforming their thoughts about being equal, giving and receiving. They're working through that to try to be in an adult to adult relationship instead of some sort of parent child relationship with each other. And they're also about marriage. They've got concerns about marriage and these codependent relationships because of their past, but they're working through them. And I feel like it's important for you to know that they're not stuck in their ways. They're thinking and transforming, but they've got stuff that they're contemplating and working through as well. And the King of Wands, yeah, they're still trying to make decisions about all of their life. And, that's their kingdom. It's a good reminder that, your kingdom is your own. You get to decide for you. You're not giving your kingdom to them. You're not becoming part of their kingdom. They're not becoming part of your kingdom. You're two rulers over your independent lives, sharing borders. And so it's a good reminder of like, I need to own them. Well, you can't. They're going to be in their own country. That's okay, to have that. Allow each of you to have your lives and share things in your life, but they are not your life and you are not their life. We're designed to have our own lives and to share them, but not become or have someone become our life, right? So let's see what your fortune cookie is for the second one here. All right. You've got manifest. This one says, I have everything I need. And you do right here, right now, in this moment. You have everything you need or you'd be dead, right? So again, that coming into that, they are not what you need. You are what you need. The higher source is what you need. You just get to share this life with them. It says the angels remind you that by filling your subconscious with thoughts and images of what you really want, and by speaking positively about these things, you will bring them into your real life and manifest your yes. Yeah, again, focusing on what you do have and what you love, not what you fear or even the want and need energy, pushes things away. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate those. All righty. And then Amazing Grace, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. This is for times 2 as well via the CashApp. Let's put these out here. There we go. All right, so let's jump over here. So, Amazing Grace, thank you for your first donation. You want to know, how is Dee currently feeling about you? Okay, it's like a moment here to refresh. All right. How does Dee currently feel about you? All right, what do we got here? Yep. I see. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Star card. The Star card is an energy of, it's dream come true energy. And it makes sense. The first 2 cards that showed themselves in your reading, that's the bottom of the energy on the bottom of the deck. This is the 2 of Swords, which is the mind being torn with the heart, and the King of Cups energy is one of my cards of the balancer between head and heart, and it's this energy of a perfect compatible person that fits like a glove, someone who's able to speak their emotions and this, and so they see you as that from your heart, but that's where their struggle comes in. Their heart sees you as this dream come true, but the mind is the problem, right? This noodle here that's baked, right? It's brittle, has a lot of fears. It has a lot of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's type of energy, and that's what messes up, and throws a wrench in all of that, all the things of our world when we get caught up into the stories and the beliefs and all those expectations. All that disappointment sucks the life out of it because that list can't be met by anyone. But the heart can see things when it looks at it from that higher perspective, sees people how amazing and beautiful they are. But the mind gets in of all that, of all these fears, of all this stuff. So they're kind of bit conflicted and torn between their head and their heart. See what else we have here. Yeah, it looks like there's still, these cards crack me up, especially the Emperor. Brr, 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 brr. But the Emperor is like, trying to decide. Even the Justice card, which Libra, relationship energy, but it's still that mindset, trying to see things from a different perspective of the mind and trying to put things away. But very much this trying to figure out what it is they want and don't want, and they're in this bit of this complex perplexity of trying to understand what it is. The jury is going to decide when they come back, from this little room that's going on inside their brain of trying to decide, is it worth the risk or isn't it? Kind of energy of moving towards you and proclaiming this. Let's see what the underlying energy is here too. I got the King of Swords, very much in the mind, overthinking. Again, all of this energy with two kings and the Emperor, and all the swords energy. Just a lot of in their head about fearing not meeting up to your expectations, even though the heart wants to choose. You even have the Nine of Cups underneath the Star card. So you have both of the dream come true energies in their mind. In their heart, they're like, you're a dream come true. In their head, they're like, I don't know, we got concerns. But they'd have concerns over anyone. But that's where they're at right now. Let's see what your Moonology fortune cookie brings in for them here. Let's see what anything else they want you to know here. Okay, you want this one here. Got the process your feelings, howl at the moon, right? Oh, let your emotions flow. This is what they're probably telling him to do, right? Or them. Let's see here. So the practice of Moonology involves, at the very least, processing your feelings at full moon and again at the dark moon. How are you doing with that? How are you processing your emotions towards them? But also, I feel like this is about focusing them on they need to process their emotions, get out of their head, right? Drawing this card suggests you have some feelings you need to release for your own good as well as for the good of anyone else involved in the situation. Now is the time to let your feelings show too. Bottling them up so that no one knows how you really feel isn't healthy, obviously. If you're doing that, stop. Consider working on your throat chakra with chanting, breath work, or singing. Literally go out and howl at the moon. You're not at the end of this story yet, so this card can't tell you what the end will be. It's up to you to create it. But part of that journey toward your answer involves you releasing your throat chakra and expressing yourself. If the situation of your life feels blocked now, processing your feelings could be the key to unblocking. Feel them and deal with them. Negativity blocks your powers. Additional meanings for the card: don't insist on having everything your way. This could be towards you or towards them. Whatever resonates, you can take, of course. Music will be healing to you. Talk to a counselor if you need to. Do shadow work and face your fears, right? There we go. About the symbol, the author says, I feel the Hindu goddess Kali strongly when I ruminate on this card. She doesn't care about niceties. She'll howl at the moon if she needs to. So I like that. So that's your energy around D right now, or for D. All right, so that was for that one. And then for the next one, for your second one, thank you for that, ancestors message. All right, let's take a look here. What do your ancestors want you to know right now? Okay, thank you. What else to do with this one, these, this one, and this one. All right. The ancestors. All right. Ooh, there is a countdown to something. We have the Temperance card coming in here. And the Temperance card is alchemy, with the cards being, you have the one card by itself, and then you have 3, 2, 1. It is a countdown, and the alchemy is, 2 cups, putting a base metal in one and adding your magic, and then going back and forth. And as it goes back and forth, it slowly progresses forward until suddenly that's the countdown. Something that you've been patient with and allowing things to flow, you're about to see some things changing. We'll see what those are as we do the countdown here. But above everything, the first card that came out is the Queen of Wands. So that is you taking your energy into your taking your power and realizing whatever I focus on is what grows and expands. People don't do things to me. People just do things or don't do things, say things or don't say things. But I'm the one that gives it power through my power of story, my power of emotional choice, my power of where I'm focusing all of my energy and my physical actions. I'm the one that defines my life. I'm not at the whim of the outside world. And I feel like your ancestors are talking about your power and how much energy that you have. And that's one of the biggest things that, the other side would have us know, is that our energy is what guides our life so much. And it's not the outside world at all that is doing stuff to us. It's all for us. And we're drawing all this stuff in. Whatever we focus on, we ask for more. It's like hitting the click button of, you order something. Oh, this tastes gross. Let me order more of that. Click, 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 like quick clicking the button. You're ordering more and more of that, right? Order something you do like, right? And it's a good reminder for all of us. Let's see what this countdown is. The 3 cards that came out first. You have the 3 of Cups. I feel like that's your ancestors. That's your spiritual posse, your community. But this is your spiritual community, not a physical human community. Yeah, Queen of Cups. This ability to connect empathically and trusting that emotional connection, that emotional energy to the upper world, and your power of choice. Yeah. So iterating it here, that especially your emotional power of choice with all these cups coming out with it is probably the biggest area that you've made a lot of progress in, but has the most remaining. And it's because there's other areas of your life that had significant things that you've overcome and you've stepped into your power in, but the emotional depth one was so big. You've done so much on it, but it is where there is this sense of feeling out of control emotionally, sometimes feeling like we're being batted around by our emotions. They're like, this is where you can step into your power more and more as you realize I'm the one that chooses my emotion, that it's not the outside world. I'm not at the whim of the outside world. I get to decide how I feel, because there's some strong beliefs about when this happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. But you can question it and go, is it really what I'm supposed to feel? Or do I have to feel that way? That's an opinion. I could feel that way. Sure. No, nothing wrong with it. But do I want to feel differently about it? Yeah, I'm tired of feeling a certain way. So now I'm ready for a change, right? So I like that, stepping into the emotional power, which leads you to the 8 of Wands. Movement, a lot of messages from Spirit and the Empress. Again, the ruler of all the queens, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. She's very emotional. Whirling over all 4 queens, that's 5 parts cups, 1 part earth, air, and fire, right? So a lot of emotional energy. But this is like you become the ruler, the empress over your emotional energy. And the true gift of an empath, you feel things so bigly You like my my good English? You do. You feel emotions so bigly. That could be how you think about it now. I feel my emotions bigly because I am a powerful empathic being. And yeah, I because of your huge heart, I'm speaking as you saying because of my huge heart, I do feel so many emotions from the world and from all these past lives and my inner children, and I feel so big. But I also am able to push out energy so big, because that's the true gift of an empath, is not feeling everyone's emotions. That just is a tool we have, but being able to push out beautiful, eternal, unconditional love, energy, and joy, and laughter, and peace. We can brighten up a room, or we can come in and make it stink, emotionally. And by whatever we're putting forward, and so whatever energy we put forward from our hearts, it's like you stepping into this power. And the ancestors are mentioning what a bigly gift you have of empathic abilities. Yeah, and a lot of past life energies that you've had a lot of past lives with, a lot of your different you know ancestors. You were actually with them in other lifetimes, and your ancestors, in addition to being part of your spiritual posse, you might even have some ancestors reborn that are walking around in your life right now. Maybe not necessarily family. They might have been born into a different family line, but you might be picking up on some deep ancestral connections between people in your life too. So I love that from your ancestors. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here from the Angel Wisdom Oracle. Yep, confidence. Boom, boom, boom. When I set my mind on something, I won't stop until I reach it. Says if you lack confidence in making a decision, the angels send you positive energies to boost your confidence levels. They let you know that support and encouragement are available to you as you continue to strive toward fulfilling your higher purpose. I like it. There you go. All right. So that is what they have for your um, two readings there, Amazing Grace. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All righty. So where we are at here for the donations right now, just so everyone knows, I have Cat Lady of the Sea, you're up next, and then Rocky's World after that, and then 2 for Sean G via the Cash App, and then back over for Sonali. And that's where, and then, hold on, maybe, Yep, that's where we're at. Sorry, I thought I saw another one as it was flashing by here, but that was the one I already saw. All right. So, Cat Lady of the Sea, let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. All right. Get good. I love the sticker. So, Cat Lady of the Sea, here we go. Question. So, what will happen between Jordan and you in the month of August? You realize he's caused you a lot of hurt, and also that I'm codependent. Hey, cheers to recovering codependence. Yeah. All right, let's take a look here. So what's going on based on current energies in the month of August? So we got that to that to that. And then how to deal with all the hurt and the codependent energy. We'll see what advice they have around that. I don't want those. I want this one here. Okay. Alrighty. So let's start off here with what will happen based on current energies with you guys. Hey, hello. You're here. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So let's see here. You have the Ace of Wands coming in here. So there is new energy that is coming here between the two of you. A spark of some sort. Let's see what that spark is here. We do have Hermit energy. So there is this time alone as well. It's kind of telling me that there isn't maybe like a physical contact. I still feel like you guys are not like in the same physical proximity, but there is this spark. Let's continue here. Queen of Cups. Yeah, he's still stubborn, insist on us open moving on. Okay, yeah, I can see. Well, that makes sense here. The Queen of Cups is this energy of it's a lot of emotional flow, a lot of heart energy being felt and expressed. But that I feel like that separation allows that it's like very empathic. It's like more internal, not so much communicating between each other of these emotions, but I feel like it's becoming aware of our own emotions, of what I am feeling, what I am, uh, and I'm kind of a little bit of awareness of what they must be feeling, kind of energy as well. Yeah. Yeah, maybe August, maybe not so much, right? We'll see here with the Hermit. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands, which is a change of direction than what you had thought it would go in August. And I'm sorry, the Five of Cups, which is sorrow. Um, but it's also the awareness of emotional choice that comes in here. You know, the bottom of the deck, before we look at the other advice, we have the Ten of Wands, which is awareness of where we're investing our energy, right? Yeah, because Six of Pentacles under that, that's my codependency awareness card. So, you know, understanding where we're investing our energy and why is important, because a lot of what happens when we're younger, and we might have, um, there's this awareness that when we're 7 years old and younger, we do determine our level of like our rate of exchange, what I feel I have to give in order to receive. Like, but because of the important people in our life, we give like 1,000 love coins and we get one back. We think as children, that seems fair. 1,000 to 1 ratio. I have to overgive it to 1,000 before I get one back. And that sinks down into our subconscious. And we just kind of live our lives feeling like I have to give more than I receive. That's just the way it works. And even if consciously I'm going, no, it needs to be equal, or I deserve more, our inner child is like, no, this is how it works. Our subconscious is ruling things. And if we're not consciously aware of it and focusing on it, our subconscious is on autopilot, keeping things away, rejecting things out of our life, not allowing people to give to us, feeling like we have to overgive if anything comes in before we feel like we're able to give, then it gets repelled out of our life, or there's a force field, right? So it is an important energy. Like you said, I'm aware I'm codependent. It's doing that, going back and consciously looking at our younger 7 years old and younger, figuring out who were those individuals I felt I had to overgive to receive so little from, and to realize they were only doing what they knew, and forgive them and release them, so that we can get in here and change that from 1,000 to 1 to 1 to 1, where instead of entering an adult to adult relationship that changes into parent child, that we're able to stay adult to adult without it flipping into that kind of cyclical thing. Like I said, I'm a recovering codependent myself, being an overgiver most of my life, where I realized that had a habit of going into a relationship, then trying to become everything for them so they'd never leave me. And then when I would overgive, I would give and give and give until I was exhausted, and then continue to give until I was resentful. And because I was overgiving, they couldn't give back to me. And so they began to give elsewhere. Workaholic, you know, giving all their energy to their friends or a hobby or their job. Well, that's workaholism, or something, or affairs, which three out of five ended up, well, if I can't give to me, then I'm going to give to someone else that will let me give to them. And that's what, our codependency kind of looks like until we break that chain. And we break that chain and that cycle once we change in the inside and realize I don't have to overgive. I deserve equal giving and receiving, but it has to do with our subconscious and in doing that. So I do feel here, based on current energy, I do feel separation with the Hermit here. But the Ace of Wands is an energy of learning to, whatever I focus on is what I draw into my life. And, this, I feel like it's good for you guys to have the separation because you realize a lot about yourself. It's like an alcoholic can't easily overcome that dependency on alcohol if they live in a bar where there's alcohol everywhere. It's them getting away from what they're addicted to, which that's what, as codependents, we're addicted to overgiving. And if I'm in a situation, I'm going to continue to overgive. We just can't help ourselves until we break our chain and our habit, and then we can see who we are, right? Yeah. Yeah, and he can be, yeah, and if he doesn't learn about his dependency, then, it sometimes it can still work if the overgiver goes into a situation, but if that person's used to us overgiving, then we go back in and they're like, yum, yum, I'm used to you overgiving to me. We're like, here you go. They're like, you're starving me. Then they're pissed off at us because we're not overgiving to them anymore. They got used to us overgiving. Now it feels like we're giving less when we're giving balanced. So sometimes it's hard if they don't do their work for us to return into a relationship, because they'll see it as this little hungry baby bird and we're the mama or daddy bird, come on, I'm hungry, give to me. And I'm like, well, here you go. This is what I can give to you. You're starving me, but let's see what other advice they have around this energy here. Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Yeah. And this is important for you. Yeah, and that's our fear. It'll be a forever breakup, but it's like, I'm afraid I'm going to have to, like an alcoholic, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give up drinking. Oh no. It's like, yeah, that's the fear in the beginning. And that's understandable. Like, I remember the first one when it didn't work out, I thought, I'll never find love again. And then I did, and went into another codependent relationship. And then that one didn't work out so well. And then I was like, I'll never find love again. And then I found number 3, and then that didn't work out so well. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to find love again, ain't I? It changed over time. When you're repeating the cycles, you're just like, ugh, tired of doing what I've always done, getting what I've always gotten. The whole thing is if it is a forever breakup, then it is for you. It's allowing you to have what you deserve when you are in your balanced place. You deserve someone that wants to give and receive equally, not someone who will only be with you if you overgive to them. If they don't change and you do, then you going on and being able to be with someone that you deserve, they get to go be with someone that feels right for them, another codependent relationship, that's fine, but you'll find someone that's even more of a fit, that will fit you like a glove instead of that, right? So when we realize, you will always find love again, because the love that you felt, this is an amazing thing I heard on Instagram. They were doing a group thing, and the guy on the stage was saying, the amazing feelings you felt when you were with someone weren't coming from that person, they were coming from inside of you, because this is how you were choosing to feel about yourself when you were with this person. But you can, be that same energy you can have with someone else. It can be duplicated again, the amazing feelings with another person, because all those emotions are inside of us, not coming from that other person. So being aware of that, right? But you deserve, here with the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, you deserve to be in a relationship where someone gives to you the same way. Like you said, they've hurt me so much, I've done all this. It's like, why do we stay in a situation? Because we feel we don't deserve more. That comes back to that out of balance. This is all I deserve. Well, no, if you're given this much, you deserve this much, not settling for that. And you're right, no one is him. In this situation, he's a one pentacle. He's a one coin. You given 1,000 coins and they're giving you one. You don't want someone who will give you one coin. You want someone who will give you 1,000 coins, equal. But you have to be in a place to be able to receive that. Right now, your belief is that that's all I deserve, right? This is what this change is about, is that questioning my how I feel about who I am. A great book that helped me, if it resonates, is Deepak Chopra. It's the Path to Love. It's a very old book, probably a couple decades now, but could probably find it at a used bookstore. But it's a beautiful, revealing around love energy that helped me with my codependency. You got the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. I mean, all of this is, you deserve more. You deserve more. You deserve more. Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles, independence, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. You deserve all this coin examples I was giving. And the Knight of Swords. It's the quest of seeing things more clearly. If we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten. And when we're done, when we're ready, then we can change our awareness. We can change our patterns. We can change our actions and our energy, and then get different things as well. So that is what they have for that there. Let's get you your Moonology oracle and see what we have here. All right. What else do they want to add in here? Yeah, we got Courage, Blood Moon. Let's see what we have here. So this card brings you courage. You're halfway through your current battle, and you have more left in the reserves than you think. Be courageous. Humans often struggle with change, but sometimes change is absolutely called for. And this may be one of those times. The more you refuse to budge on a situation now, the more painful the outcome may be. Sometimes the brave thing to do is compromise. Keep going and do what it takes, even if you're scared. As long as no one is being harmed, push through and do what you need to do. You're at the end of one cycle and the start of a new one. What you don't willingly release now, if you know it has to go, could be ripped from you. So release your grip on a situation. Wow. The idea of blood is often a frightening image. However, blood is also a giver of life. Without it, we wouldn't last long. Your situation is as it should be. breathe, and then keep on going. Additional meanings for this card: do some shadow work. A change is coming. Don't cling on to the past. A portal of opportunity is opening up. And leave the past behind now for your own good. A blood moon happens at the same time of a total lunar eclipse. The moon appears to turn deep dark red because she's being lit up by the light that's passed through the Earth's atmosphere. There's something about a blood moon coming up here soon too, I think. I thought I saw it somewhere in all the information floating around. But here's them giving you the courage to do what you need to do. So hang in there, my dear. I know this is not an easy thing. I've been through it a few times myself. So I'm sending you lots of love, and hang in there. Yeah. So sending you lots of love, my dear. You got this. You will find love again. It'll just be either a revised version if they do their inner work, or someone that has done their work too, and that, you'll be like, oh my God, I never would have known. Aurora, hey. I'm in Colorado Springs, right? So I'm just down south. Let's see, wherever north is. Let's see. Front door, I think that's west. I think Pikes Peak is behind me, so you're that way. I'm waving. Whoops, I'm waving at you. So hang in there, cat lady. I'm glad you're in Colorado. All right. So many blessings. Let's take a look here. Sorry, let me just make sure. I thought I saw something come through here. Oh, okay. All right. You are very welcome, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So, hey, Deb. See your donation. So we have Rocky's World, Sean G ×2, Sonali, and then Deb. All right. So Rocky's World, let's grab your timestamp here. All right, there we go. And let's give that a love and a like, since it lets me on those. So Rocky, Michael J wants you to know. All right, I get to channel Michael J. I'm going to call him Rocky J. You feel you're falling in love with him? Well, yeah. Isn't he on the other side, though? It's easy to fall in love with a supernatural being now, right? Let's take a look here. So what does Michael J want you to know? Michael J. Okay. All right, it doesn't want to. Okay. It's so funny. All right, so Rocky, bottom of the deck, that's what's funny, is he has the Knight of Cups, the Knight in shining armor. They're like, who wouldn't want to fall in love with me? He's joking from his higher self, but he's taking on the personality of his human character of Michael J. Of course, he's something much bigger. That was just one of the characters that he's played, right? But he's I like that. Who wouldn't be falling for me? I'm a knight in shining armor. But there is movement of emotion, energy here. We'll find out more here with that they want you to know here, because I feel like there's some past life connection energy that is coming up for you, and you're feeling that energy coming into. Let's see here. So you've got the 8 of Pentacles along with the Hanged Man. Yeah. So both of these energies are transformative energies, like the Eight of Pentacles. Usually, in both the Hangman, I usually have this uh, caterpillar to chrysalis or cocoon to butterfly analogies with both of these. And there is this, you've been transforming, you've been letting go of pieces of yourself. It's like if you look at yourself a year ago, you don't recognize yourself. If you look at yourself, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you're a completely different creature, desiring different things, and you're in a very, very different place, very transformative energy that's coming in here. So I like that here for you. They're recognizing, and I would say not really like you need validation about it, but they're like confirming is a better word. They're confirming, yes. If you've been wondering, have I even changed at all? It's like you've been with yourself the whole time. So you haven't recognized the changes that you have made within yourself because you're always with yourself. But if you bump into someone you haven't seen in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you have changed so much, kind of energy. Physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, just you've been through this huge transformation over these last 5 years. But every year has been like a leap, a leap, a leap, a leap. And this year is also included in that. So they want you to know that. Yeah, the Hierophant, your higher self. The five here of the Hierophant, the major arcana number of change, change, change. Beautiful energy. And it's the Hierophant is about your higher self has been showing you things from a different perspective, and this pull that it's been pulling you up, and you've been following the guidance. It's like um they're so funny. So of course Michael J from Michael J, right? He's like, and oh my God, you used to be so stubborn, but now you're like you follow your higher self. You're like, well, okay, that sounds good. Before you were so resistant and so stubborn, and he's like, I know, pot calling the kettle black because he was a very stubborn person as well. But he's like, you used to be, and you're so open to listening to your higher self and the guidance and the nudgings and the pullings. You're really sensitive and aware to those. So I like that. What else do they have here for you? Yep, the Justice card. So definitely, again, um, this big major arcana change. And with the Libra energy ruling over the house of relationship, I feel like this is something that you've really been letting go of a lot of expectations, seeing things from higher and higher perspectives, letting go of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, who someone is supposed to be, how the relationship is supposed to unfold. And you've just been really doing a lot of good balancing and release things because of experiences and trial and error. And there's like, that's all right. Error is just means it didn't turn out the way that felt right for you. And that's where trial and error comes in, is you try something and you're like, if you take a sip and you go, you don't go, let me try that again. You're like, none of that. Let me try this other thing. And although, what is this they're saying? That, did you have some sort of saying, I'll try anything twice? But it's like, yeah, you can do that and go, maybe I just had a bad batch the first time. Let me try it again. Oh, nope. That definitely is a no. So it's like you give a lot of second chances. And that's where this, even though the Justice card is number 11, I feel like that two, it's like a Roman numeral 2. You give people two chances. Sometimes he's going like this, too many chances. But, you know, um, the lesson is repeated until it is learned, and that's what you're wanting to do. Yeah, you got this Leo energy, and moving into the month of August too, coming up here, is a big month. Oh, you've got you start off with the Eight of Pentacles, and then all of the rest of it is major arcana. So there is big change continuing to happen, and you're making big changes. But I feel like the big thing has to do with relationships, and then he says, yeah, now I can understand why you're falling for me, because yeah, uh, you're realizing what an amazing person I really was. But a bunk. But I do feel here that they're bringing back that you guys have had past lives together, and you're really in your dream time, and with all this planetary energies and the veil, you've been able to feel and really connect with more and more of past life energies that you've had with them. And that's what, it's not so much that you're falling in love with them, but you're remembering the love that you have for them, both at a higher vibrational way, but also in past lifetimes as other human characters. And you're also uncovering more and more about how you felt about them while they were here, which is good. So I feel like that's what they want you to know. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. You got face your fears, the cold moon. All right, let's see what they have here for you. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's looking at face, not cold. Here we go. So right now, you're being asked to face a fear. You may feel alone, but you're not. You have a team of celestial beings loving you and guiding you. However, at the moment, it may be that you need to stand on your own 2 feet more and face whatever fear is stopping you from moving forward. You need to do things on your own right now because you're in a period of soul growth. Whatever is challenging you now is something you need in order to evolve, however hard that may be to believe. Be super kind to yourself and know that you're still connected to the 3-dimensional you who knows that everything now is happening for your highest good. Know this: the more we resist a lesson, the harder life has to work to show us what we're meant to see. We were talking about talking about you being stubborn and resistant, right? Here it is. So, you were more resistant before. It says, whatever you're going through now is a lesson. And if you can push through fear now, you'll come out the other side a changed person. It's everything we talked about. The whole universe is on your side. Additional meanings for the card: a health matter can improve. Rebalance your chakras. Find someone you can trust to share your situation with. And be kinder to yourself and others. And then this one: stop being stubborn. It's amazing. So much of what we talked about is coming through the card. I just love it when Spirit does it. About the symbol, at times we may feel alone, even though in truth we still have a team of celestial beings surrounding us and cheering us on. Life can feel very cold, but you are not alone. So I love that. So that's what they have for you, Rocky. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then let's see here. Yes. So we've got Sean G times 2 at 2 hours and 5 minutes. You're welcome, Rocky. Good to see you. His energy always cracks me up. Such a sassy person. All right. All right. So Sean G for year 2, let's see. It was around 6:32. So let's scroll. Here you are. So for number 1, V texted you. Are they sincere? Is it worth your energy to meet with him and hear what he has to say? It's a good question, right? We'll see what energy there is if you do and if you don't. If you stay, what is it, that song? If you stay, there will be trouble. If you go, there will be double. But let's find out. Sorry. Coffee mustache. All right. So is he sincero? Oh, okay. Is he sincere? Thank you. And then let's see. If you meet him and hear what he has to say, this is the energy that you would get with that. And here is if you don't. All right. Yeah, I like it. You get the Two of Cups on the bottom, emotional choice, of course, that's there. A lot of relationship energy here too. You got the Ten of Pentacles underneath that. Let's not be lazy. Let's show it to you. So you got both of these on the bottom of the deck. So the Knight of Swords under that, which is about seeking clarity around relationships. So the overall energy, it's trying to give you clarity in one way or another around it. But are they sincere with what they're saying here? We have the Four of Swords, peace of mind. So that is a peaceful card. That's a good, stable card. So I do feel like they are sincere in what they're saying here. It's a balanced. It's not a Three of Swords or Five of Swords or Seven. All of those odd numbers would represent conflict. But this is, they feel they're sincere. We'll put it that way. So if you go to meet them and hear what they have to say, do you have the King of Wands? Do you feel like it will give you some information that will help you make decisions? Yeah, the Two of Swords. Again, closing your mind and opening your heart. You'll be able to see both sides of a situation and to understand things more. And the Eight of Swords, it will allow you to let go of some old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. It feels like a positive energy if you go. Definitely a lot of mental clarity that helps you make some decisions for yourself and allows you to decide what your perspective is. And you might even change the story that you've told yourself in your head around them because of new information. If you don't go, you have the Page of Pentacles. You still will have a new opportunity in the future to learn what you are going to learn through the situation. So if you don't hit this one eventually down your path, you'll hit another one, not necessarily with them, but you will have another opportunity with them or with someone else to learn the same thing, basically. Yeah, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Just be a matter of time before this other situation would unravel. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. So it'd be more emotions that will be built up by then. The King of Pentacles. Eventually you do have this grounding, the Page of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective. It just might be more emotional, more work that it takes and more time. But eventually it'll come around. So there's no pressure. If you're like, meh, I'll learn it another way. You can. There's no wrong choice here, is what they're saying. You'll learn it now or you'll learn it later. The emotions that to process and understand will just grow and grow and grow and grow. It's like if you don't pull weeds out of the yard, they'll just keep growing and expanding, and then it's a lot more work than if you just pull a little weed out instead of a whole yard full of them, Let's see what else they have to say here for you from the Moonology. For this one, we'll do Moonology message, Oracle, and then for your second one, we'll pull a different fortune cookie. But for this one, with this particular situation, yeah, you've got intuition. So follow your gut, follow your instinct. You got the moon, maybe, not baby, but moon, maybe so, maybe no. Let's see here. I think here it is. 9 times out of 10, this deck will give you a straight answer, but sometimes you'll get this card, which is what we got. here's your two choices, right? Perhaps a little frustratingly, it firmly informs you that there is no real need for you to ask your question because you already know the answer, at least deep down. So take a moment now to close your eyes and breathe. Turn inward. That's funny. That Two of Swords is usually say, close your eyes and open your heart, right? So turn inward. Feel your energetic body around you. What does your intuition tell you about your situation? Any feelings that come up now should feel neutral. True intuition isn't emotionally charged. When you draw this card, you're being asked to think less about logic and more about what you're feeling in your heart and gut. Your feelings will never misguide you. Some people consider intuition to be some kind of cosmic thing. The fact is, however, that it's not really cosmic, it's normal. Nearly all truly successful people know when their intuition is trying to tell them something and know to ignore their intuition and know to ignore their intuition at their peril. So dig deep before you try another card instead. What is your intuition telling you here? That's funny. Additional meanings for the card: meditate and see what comes through. Your feelings about this situation are spot on. What is your intuition telling you? Fear derails intuition. And connect with the Greek goddess Selene under the moon. About the symbol, the Greek moon goddess Selene is the spirit behind this card. Selene is said to be the personification of the moon. And in astrology, the moon is all about intuition, among other things. So I love that. So that's what they have for that one, Sean. And thank you for your dual donations. Number two, you want to know, they still haven't responded to you about the paperwork and PA, and now the city is sending letters to your brother. What's the lawyer's delay, and should you call Monday? Yeah, this being drawn out is for you, right? Sending letters to your brother. All right. So let's take a look here. What's the lawyer's delay? Let's see here. Okay. And should you call on Monday? Let's see, if you call on Monday, the result here, and if you don't call on Monday, the result here. And they also want you to know that. All right. Yep. And below the deck of all this is the devil card on the bottom, which is the challenging of old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. You know, the energy of should be and supposed to be. It's the bringing expectations to our face so that we can release them, right? All the meaning we've attached to the outcome or the process or to what's going on. This is the shadow bringing it all up, you know, literally in your face, right? All right. So what's the lawyer's delay? We've got the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. There's a lot of activity, a lot of movement. It looks like there's a lot going on with all this energy. They could be very busy and investing a lot of energy in a lot of different things falling through the cracks. There might be a lot of different, like the court could be packed with stuff, and they're trying to get on trying to prioritize things. This 10 of Wands is like looking at everything is urgent and important, and I feel like they feel scattered and a lot of stuff going on. That's what that's what the lawyer's delay is. But of course, what's going on truly behind the scenes and below the surface from spirit standpoint is the devil card, the shaking and the rattling of long held beliefs. Even underneath that, we've got the world card here. which is the ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. And we talk a lot about the Queen of Wands, right? Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So there is a lot of learning through all of this, 3 major arcana, or 2 major arcana and a royal. But there's some great energy around this of truly letting go and releasing and going, you know what? It's going to happen when it happens, and everyone else's reaction and responses to what is and what isn't happening aren't my responsibility. I can only control my own energy. So the more I come back to gratitude and focus in on what should be and what's not happening and all that, because that just pushes it further away. This allows me to align my energy, right? If you do call them on Monday, this is the energy. There is movement of communication. You have the Judgment. It's funny about information about the Judges, but you have the Lover's card, which is the power of emotional choice too. So I feel like, sorry, I fallen off my chair. It does feel like you have an opportunity. You do get through to someone, but I feel like their excuse does bring you this opportunity where you can either choose or you can choose, you know what? What does it say? You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar or whatever. It's like, all right, just want to know what's going on. If I can have some communication and, but it's the questioning, are you having stress around this? Stress around the timing, stress around not feel like you're being heard or that you're not being considered important. What are all the beliefs and all the stories that are coming up? Because that's where your growth happens in this situation with the Devil card, right? This is like, what gift is in this situation for me that will free me from something? What is it that I'm, because before this ever happened, before all this, the home and everything else, you were fine. So you're fine before, you'll be fine after on either side of the situation, but it's going through the situation that's bringing it here, right? If you don't call on Monday, you have happiness here, Page of Cups. It's heightened emotion, happiness. You have the Four of Pentacles. This is looking at your worth from the inside, not from the outside. Like, I define myself inward and upward. These outside things don't define me, so there is possibly, if you release it and let it go, you'll learn about where you put your worth. In the Emperor, you get to decide, you get to step into your power and not worry about everyone else. And you have the Three of Cups, choosing joy and celebration, choosing gratitude. It's all this energy, if you don't, and you release it, right, you can have this different energy here. But again, like the first reading of the maybe, there's no wrong choice in this situation. You'll either learn through going around in circles with them. Eventually, you'll learn that they don't define your worth, or you can take your own steps and choose to release it as well. Let's see what your fortune cookie says here with the Angel Wisdom Oracle here. Let's see. We've got Courage. Another card coming in here. I think we had one of these other ones that was Courage, the other Moonology. My bravery increases with each step in the right direction. The angels remind you that you become more confident and courageous by facing your fears daily. Each time that you face fear, it slowly begins to wither away. And as a result, you start to grow into the courageous person you're meant to become. Wow. So it's facing those fears. What does this mean about me? Why am I taking their actions or non-actions personally. What am I feeling this means about me? What about the outcome that's taking forever to get here in my mind? Why is that bothering me? Where's the fear behind it? There's some good awareness that can come through all that, right? So hopefully that helps, Shanji. Hey, there you go. Oh yeah. Yeah, just meet with them and trust your gut and trust your intuition as you go that way. Oh, yeah, I hear. I have bills to pay. So your fear is that what would happen if you don't pay your bills, right? It's like, yeah, what do we fear? When we face those fears, like it says, then we free ourselves from the anxiety and we can then step into gratitude for what we do have instead of fearing lack, right? Because that's when we fear lack, we get more lack. But hang in there, my dear. You crack me up. Much love to you. I know. You're like, I want to get on the other side of this, but we're going through it on purpose. And if we don't learn through this one, we'll just have something similar that will happen. I'm reminded real quickly, I used to get really angry about expectations around package deliveries. And oh my God, it was like very obvious lessons because it's like during this period, like a package, I'd watch it go. It would arrive in my state and arrive in my city and then go back to the big hub and then go to a completely different state, like on the other side of the country, and then be delayed and then come back and then be delivered. And I'm like, rah, what is this? Rah, 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 rah. It's not supposed to be this way. Da, 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 da. And it was happening with package after package after package. And then when it keeps happening, it's like, okay, I get it. It's the expectation that they're telling me it will be here on this, this particular day, and you're not meeting the expectations you're telling me. Don't tell me you're going to be there if it is. And I'm like, you know what? And I released it and released it and released it and released it. And then it got to where it didn't bother me anymore. And recently, like my new computer that I needed to get, it was supposed to be here on Sunday, and it arrived in a city in Colorado at 2:30 in the morning, and it said expected delivery, and I was so excited that I was going to get it, but I had a feeling. I'm like, I bet it's not going to come today, which is all right because my monitor wasn't coming until the next day anyway. So I couldn't just use the computer without a monitor anyway. So no biggie. But it then suddenly went delayed. And then it went eventually later in the evening, it said it'd be delivered on Monday. And I'm like, but it didn't bother me like it would have before. And you realize you learn that. You'll learn it in one situation or in the next one and the next one or the next one. So it's good to learn it through, what you're going through now. So I like that. Hey, Red. Yeah, I'm still taking donations. I have Sonali coming up and then Deb. Yeah, I'm going to be on for at least another half hour. So yeah, feel free to make donations. If you guys want your reading done today, for sure, then a donation of any kind, I'll make sure to complete it this evening. All right, so that was a good question there. I think it's always a good reminder for us, Sean, right? All right, so Sonali Thakur, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp. There we go. So Sonali, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. You want to know what's coming towards you in love because you are single. I thought of making my channel a singles channel where people can, it's like, hey, anyone who's single, it's like trying to be a matchmaker, set people up with compatible people. But that's like Spirit's job, not mine. So let's take a look here, Sonali. What's coming towards you in love right now? What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. That's it. Actually, I want this one too. All right. And what's on the bottom of the deck? Oh, well. So we've got this beautiful moon energy here, Mother Luna. Like this cycles, this energy, this, it feels just a very comforting energy. A mother energy coming in. We'll see what this is about here. Your first 2 cards are the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. So two good, like I feel like this mother energy, I feel like grandmother moon kind of energy coming in, where it's like you have a grandmother on the other side that's giving you some good advice on the fastest way to have and to keep an amazing relationship, a loving relationship. It's like, Grandmama, thank you so much for sharing this with all of us. But so the 10 of Swords is about expectations. Let expectations go is like her first message to you. Let expectations go. Because when you have this belief that she goes, I know it's been passed down from all our generations to generations. This is who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to bring into the relationship, how a relationship is supposed to start, how it's just supposed to progress, what it's supposed to bring to you, who you're supposed to be in the relationship, blah, blah, blah. They're like, throw all that out the window. Because expectations equal disappointment, and expectations suck the life out of things. If you go about it, and this what is where the 2 of Wands comes in, is every moment we focus our energy on higher vibration, gratitude and joy and laughter and peace, and grow and draw on things that match that. Or like expectations, we focus on what's not happening, because that's what happens with expectations. Big long list, we're check marking off the things that are happening, circling the things that aren't. And when you have expectations, it takes all this energy just to get up to 0. But without expectations, you have all this abundance. So the more we just focus on what we do have, what we do love, what we have had, instead of what's missing, then we get joy and have this great loving relationship. If we focus on lack, need, want, fear of not having, fear of not, being enough, not having enough, all those fears, we get more of all that lack and need and more stuff that matches that. So I like this coming in from Grandmama. They're like, this is what will help you attract the relationship that's in alignment with yourself, but also it'll help grow it and draw something in that matches that instead of the other. So let's see what else they have here. That's what they wanted to tell you. Yep, Knight of Swords. There is movement of communication around love. I like this awareness around it too, because the quest of the Knight of Swords. It's movement, cutting away thoughts and beliefs that don't serve anymore. This Knight of Swords is on a quest for the Ace of Swords. And once you find that, seeing things from the higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love and joy, you're able to cut away the old small t truths that don't serve anymore, all those expectations. So it is the quest. It's part of our journey. Yeah, you have the King of Cups, because there is someone that is so compatible with you. But if you try to have this person fit on this list, you would never see them, because your expectations have you looking in this very narrow, and they're over here outside of our blind where we can't see, right? So I like this energy with here. And the King of Wands. You got the King of Cups and the King of Wands. So it's a very compatible person. This feels like a fire sign that is coming your way. And it is someone that likes to travel, someone who's very curious, someone who very excited about learning and growth, a lot of energy of experiencing life. So I like that kind of energy coming in here. But it is a very balanced person. They're intelligent, but not so in their head. They don't know what an emotion is. They know how to communicate their emotions, but they're not so emotional that they're emotionally unstable. It's a beautiful balance that brings you guys together that fits like a glove. And like, I feel like this King of Wands is important for you there too. And the King of Swords. Wow. A very well-rounded individual. What's missing here? We've got the air, we've got the fire. Oh, the King of Pentacles. So they're just poor. That's the only thing. Other than that, they're great. I'm just kidding. There could be other energy, but you've got three kings, and so they've got all this energy. I feel like they are working on developing a solid foundation. They're not poor. I was just a joke, because they are very balanced between head and heart, and they've got a passion for life, and they're very intelligent with this King of Swords too, great communicator. So you gotta, it's worth waiting for, but it's also about doing those things that Grandmama has mentioned that helps you um, create the energy and the space to draw yourself to them. But that's the important thing. She goes, you got to do that first. Start letting go of all those expectations that I know my generation passed down to the generations below it. But I'm telling you, you have permission. You can let it go. All right. So that's what they have, Sonali. Let's give you your fortune cookie here too. And from the Moonology, and see what else they want you to know about love here. All right. You've got, new moon beginnings. So there is a new moon headed your way. Look at this beautiful tigers. So let's see what this, we just have a new moon, of course, in Leo, which these are tigers, not lions, but that just happened, last night? Today's Friday, right? Says you might feel as though you've been wrestling with your current issues for far too long, but drawing this card suggests otherwise. In fact, the message of this card is that you're somehow at the start of a new cycle with regard to life in general, or any specific dilemma you're inquiring about. Either your story is just beginning, or the situation you're asking about is old, but you're starting a new chapter. This is a very positive card, and overall it suggests that you're headed in the right direction, but there are no guarantees that it's the direction you originally had in mind. Now is the time for courage and strength. You can make your dreams come true if you believe in them, and if they're what your higher self knows is best for you on your journey. Now is the time to make the effort toward whatever you want to achieve, knowing that you have the moon's support. Yeah, you even had Mother Moon. Think about what you want to attract into your life and take steps towards that. It's everything we talked about, right? Additional meanings of this card: a yes is coming your way. Chase your dreams. Start over. You're on fire in a good way. And ask your higher self for guidance. Says the new moon is the start of the lunar cycle and brings with it fresh energy. Embody courage and strength, and you'll be unstoppable. I love it. So that's what they have for you, Sonali. So many blessings to you. All right. I'm excited. Grandmama. All right, let me take a sip here. All right. Make sure I'm at here. All right. So Deb, you are up 235. Oops, 05. Thank you so much for your donation. There we go. I love your little heart glasses. Is that grandma heart glasses? All right. So hello. So with the current energy, will Tab get the raise she's wanting and stay with this organization? All right. Or will she be moving on to something different? Energy for where she'll be next year. All right. Let's take a look here. So is she going to get the raise? Let's look at that first. Is she going to get the raise? And then Will she stay with this organization, with or without the raise? Okay. What's the energy about her moving on to something different as well here? And then let's take a look at the energy for where she'll be next year. Okay. I feel like these and these here. All right. We do have the bottom of the deck, the Five of Cups, which is about a change of emotions. You know, it's the emotional choice, moving from sorrow or lower vibration to higher vibration, and being able to do that. That's what's at the core of all of this, right? Is that whatever energy she puts out emotionally is what she'll attract and draw to her, which we know, right? So it's important to know that. Let's see here. Will she get the raise, first of all? Oh, here's the Two of Cups. Here's the power of emotional choice here. You know, if we focus on what we're grateful for, like the money that I'm making now, plus the raises and the money that I've, since it's about raises, it's specifically about money, right? That I've had in the past, and the gratitude, the sitting in the true gratitude around it. Because energy doesn't lie. It can be all, I appreciate it, blah, 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 going, I hope I get the raise. I hope I get the raise. If my energy is focused on I want, I need, it pushes it away, right? So it feels like emotional energy with both of these cards is what's needed. A realization of where I'm investing my emotional energy is what brings it to fruition or not. So it's possible, but it's dependent on that energy. And really, if she wants to stay there or not, right? Because subconsciously it could be, I don't want to be here, so I don't want that, so I have a reason to leave. Could be down there too. Let's see here, the energy here around, will she stay with this organization? Well, Justice card, balancing things out. We have the Ace of Cups. New emotional choice, right? New emotions coming in here. So I feel like, I don't feel like she will. I feel like she's going to be moving to something new, something different. Let's see what this is about here. Something different. Yeah, Six of Wands, somewhere where she feels more recognized. And the King of Swords, somewhere that is more mentally challenging, that puts her, feels like if she has a degree, it's like it puts her major in her education or her experience or knowledge, if she's not, or even if she is, has a degree. But if she doesn't, it's about somewhere where her knowledge and experience and can really shine, and can be really be recognized, where they feel like they're not like expressing themselves below their potential. I feel like this is somewhere they can grow and they can feel and they can expand and use what they know. So I feel like there's somewhere else that they head up onto there. So we'll take a look here. Hey, Deb, you're awake. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, we'll look at this energy from this here too. Yeah. Um, that's why it's hard to choose a higher one, because I feel like they're not really wanting to be there anymore, because I feel like they feel like they're squashed or quelched. What is it when it's like, what I'm trying to say. The energy of next year, though, yeah, Knight of Wands, more excitement. Um, the Knight on Fire feels like, you know, not stagnant, not being held back, but blazing forward here. Yeah, the Six of Swords too, movement energy, leaving the old behind, moving forward, change of a mindset that has brought change to the outside world. So two big change cards. So definitely they're not going to be where they're at by next year. But they're in somewhere where they just feel like active and moving and going kind of energy. Seven of Pentacles is a change here. With there's two more cards, but the Seven of Pentacles has two kind of different directions, and I feel it's the second direction, which is when we get the fruit of a tree and go, I don't really want that. I want something different. And it's like you're saying, it's good. And I wanted to grow an apple tree for the sake of growing apples, but I don't like apples. Everyone else wanted apples, so I'm giving all that away. But I want a avocado tree so I can make guacamole. And I feel like this is a change of direction that comes in here. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about being true to one's authentic self, not dimming one's light, not asking permission to shine, not needing to, you know, um, explain ourselves to anyone. It's like, this is what I want. But again, like with the Knight of Wands, it's shining bright, it's standing up on a hill, being themselves, not feeling like they have to dim their light to fit in. So I like this. And the Five of Pentacles, I do feel like they move beyond this feeling of lack and this fear of lack, especially when they realize it's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, but it's creator and spirit, right? When we feel it's humanity that brings us our sustenance, then we fear abandonment, fear not having enough, not being enough, and all that. But when we realize, no, the creator can use humans as the shipping company, that will bring that. So I like this, this energy of release, and this energy of choosing something more in alignment. They may all move to Maine, right? Of yours, and Maria and her partner are looking for houses up there. Oh, well, yay. So you're like, come on up to this part of the country, right? I love that. Let's see what your Moonology card has for her as well. For the fortune cookie, let's see what else. Oh, they do want this one. Okay. We've got forgiveness, the full moon. This release of, realizing that everyone, including forgiving ourselves, but forgiving people for not doing what we think they should have done. Like, you should have given me a raise. You should have kept me. You should have done everything you could. But it's like, well, what if that's not where I'm supposed to be? Then they're doing their job and not keeping me there. They're allowing me to move into something more alignment with where I am meant to be. So the message says you need to be more forgiving of someone, or maybe it's you that needs forgiveness. Either way, what you need to know when you draw this card is that whatever you want can't come your way, but you have to move through. It can come your way, but you have to move through forgiveness first. Resentment causes energetic blockages. Maybe you need to forgive a partner or a parent. And once you do, you'll magically release something that's currently blocking your way forward. The full moon is perfect for emotional releases as all your emotions rise to the surface. All the better for you to face up to them. Forgiving someone doesn't mean what happened is okay, but it does mean you're ready to move on. Explore these ideas in relation to whatever you're asking about, or take them as general guidance. The situation you're asking about will be healed for all once you've let go of rancor and bitterness. There are no guarantees as to the outcome, but forgiveness will be a step in the right direction. In either way, you'll feel better. Additional meaning for this card: don't get too crazy. Release resistance. It's time to move on. This is the peak of your situation, and breathe through dramas. Says life hardly gets any crazier than it does at a supercharged full moon. Get out under the moonbeams and soak it up. But remember to breathe through any emotional explosions. And I'm feeling like here, forgiveness with that Five of Pentacles. We can develop feelings of lack because of anything we felt when we were younger, usually 7 years old and younger, when we experienced feelings of abandonment as a child, because we were giving, and we wanted to receive back, and we only received a little bit. That little inner child has some of those beliefs that we talk about out of balance, where we feel we have to give so much to deserve so little, even though consciously this subconscious stuff went down below the surface, but consciously, we're like, I deserve this and I deserve that and blah, blah, blah. But the inner child go, no, you have to give 1,000 love coins. It's all running on autopilot below the surface. So there could be some unresolved feelings of unworthiness and lack, and fears of abandonment, not having enough, not being enough, that just need to come to the surface to be transformed and felt, and forgiven, and that allows those force fields to come down and for other stuff to come in too. Because those feelings of I'm not being paid or appreciated go back to that I'm not feeling people are recognizing my worth. So interesting. It's hard watching both these beautiful women find themselves. Well, that's a good journey for you, right, Deb? Because when we feel it's hard, then there's might be, what are our fears that are making it uncomfortable, right? So I like that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Deb. Thank you again for your donation. Good to see you, my friend. And sending love to your daughters. All right, so we are coming up here. So Red, thank you for your donation. Let's give yours. Oh, yours is $247.47. Let's put that up here. There we go. Yeah, wave the magic wand and make everyone's life easy. But then why are we here? We didn't come here to just, we came here to grow and to learn. So can choose to the excitement of their growth, right? Not focus on the growing pains, but focus on the growing. Anyway. All right, Red. Thank you for your donation. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here. So, spirit messages from Joe. Also, what are their thoughts about S and U? All right. Absolutely. And then also, what are Joe's thoughts about S's feelings and intentions towards you? All right. There we go. My coffee's all gone. Let me grab some water here. Oh, yeah. Refreshing water. All right. So, Joe. Hey, Joe. So, what messages from Joe to you first? All right. Just what they want you to know. And then their thoughts about S and you. All right. Got big sibling energy coming in, like no one's ever good enough for you. But we'll take a look here. And about their feelings and intentions towards you. Yeah, he is. He's like giving me ho ho ho, jolly green giant energy. Yeah. Big J energy, big jolly green giant energy. That's funny. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Chariot card, which is the power of choice card. They're like, there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. So there's no judgment from them. They're like, you have your power of choice, and you do no wrong in my sight. You just have a lot of different experiences and some very interesting experiences. Experiences I may not have chosen, but that doesn't mean mine were right and you were wrong. Just we chose differently, and that's all right. So I like that they're, supporting you and trying to reassure you about judgment and all that. while at the same time um, picking on you in a fun way. All right, let's see what their messages are for you here. Underlying energy with these cards. We got the Four of Wands. We got joy, celebration, energy. And on top of that, we do have the Judgment card. Um, Seeing things from a higher perspective, being drawn into something bigger and better, not better, something bigger, something more in alignment with where you're wanting to go in your life. We have the Ace of Wands. There is a new passion that's coming your way. It doesn't have to be a person, but it does feel like something, you're being drawn to something more. You're like, your joy is drawing you into something. Yeah, with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, they're telling you there's a lot of new coming your way with all this. And it's something that is more in alignment where you feel like, oh my gosh, this is my joy. It's like, it's just drawing you somewhere. And this is just in general. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily need to be a new person. Can be, but it can be a new situation, a new job, a new way you want to express yourself, a new place to live. Could be all of that or any of that, but they're telling you here, there's follow your joy. There's no right or wrong, but follow your joy. Why? Don't follow your brain. It's going to take you into existing. If you follow your heart, it's going to take you into your joy, and it will give you new ideas and new energy and new guidance with that. What are their thoughts about S and you? We've got the 10 of Cups. There's joy there. They've got joy as long as you're happy. We've got the Leo, strength, energy that comes in here. That you have the power to get through anything and enjoy anything. It's a very fiery energy. Yeah, and allow yourself to be happy. I like that their message here is like, that you can be with anyone. And I wouldn't, and like no one's ever going to be enough for you, because no one can be enough for us, because what we're looking for is our love inward and upward. That's the love that we're looking for in life, right? Not people, the outside world can't fill us up anyway. And once we turn inward and upward and we fill up with that higher love, then everything in the outside world becomes above and beyond extra. So it's like the joy comes from in here, and then whoever they have, would they bring that in. It's above and beyond. It's the cherry on top of the whipped cream, on top of the frosting, on top of the spice cake. And I haven't talked about the spice cake mantra before, but that is the fullness of life, because I am my own spice cake. And the unconditional love of my friends and family, that's the frosting on top of the spice cake. My accomplishments in life, I think the way I usually did it was the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And then my intimate close relationships are the whipped cream on top of the cherry, on top of the frosting, on top of the spice cake. And if for some reason I don't have the whipped topping or the cherry, and if somehow all of my friends and family that love me unconditionally die, even then I'd be one awesome freaking spice cake. So it brings us back to the foundation of the whole thing is that I'm the cake. And the frosting is great, and the cherry is great, and the whipped topping is great, but those are just above and beyond extra. I am the foundation of everything. And I feel like that's what they want you to know with all that. Let's see here. What about S's feelings towards you? And there's got the Four of Swords. There's peace of mind there. The 10 of Pentacles. So, there's a 10 of Pentacles is abundance. It is relationship energy. I feel like they're saying maybe, just name S. I lost my place. Yeah, S, here it is. S's doesn't really have feelings as much as thoughts. So I feel like they're more of a mental person, maybe an air signy type of person, where it would be more to ask about, what do we think about their thoughts around you, not so much their feelings, because they're more of a Vulcan or not Spock, who was half Vulcan, half human, but more Vulcan, where they speak more from logic than from the emotions, right? But it's a solid foundation mentally. It's a good, solid foundation. Um, Relationshiply here, after everything they've said, especially, what do they think about their intentions towards you? Yeah. More in the head, right? Got the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. There's a lot of past life energy between the two of you here. Yeah, and we got the Star card too, which is like, the intentions are this dream come true energy, but it's the dream of the mind, not so much the dream of the heart. But there is a lot of past life, like you might feel very comfortable, very at home with them. And from um, Joe's standpoint, they see all of your lifetimes, the ones that you experiencing and have experienced and will experience, and going, you've had you've had all sorts of type of relationships, you will have all sorts of types of relationships. This is just one of many. It's enjoy the experience of it, because that's why we have them, is to the reflection that relationships bring us about ourselves. But when it comes down to it, even the Star card is a card of, this is us, this is our higher self. It is a reflection. Every relationship we have is a reflection of our self-love. And so it's always showing us what we want to see about ourselves. Every relationship, friends, family, lovers, pets, uh, other animals, coworkers, peers at school, wherever, everyone's showing us how we feel about ourselves. Everyone's a mirror. And we have no idea what we're mirroring back for other people, for them either. It's like, whoa. Let's see what else we have here too from Joe. We have the Moonology Message Oracle. All right, let's see what we have here. Moonshine, cleansing. What is this? Oh, moonrise, not moonshine. That'd be a different message. Are you drunk, woman? Let's see here. Here it is. So a cleansing. So I don't know. Does he encourage you? Let's see what this card says. Drawing this card suggests that you've been through a very difficult situation from which you're finally now emerging. Even though you're nearing the end of this challenging period of your life, or perhaps are already there, you still have energetic cords or attachments that you need to clear from your life. Think of them as energetic debris that needs to be washed away by time and intention. Just as we can see the moon rise nearly every night in the skies, so you too are nearly always able to process upsets with some effort. You need to carry out this cleansing of your body, your mind, and spirit, or you risk remaining stuck in the past. Sit under the moon's beams and ask her to cleanse you. Ask Archangel Michael to cut your cords to the past. Take regular salt baths. Most importantly, set the intention that you're cleansing yourself of the past so that you may face a happier present and a brighter future. Once you're cleansed, you can start over in a way you may not have even believed was possible. Additional meanings of the card: something in this situation needs to be cleared. Use sage to clear your home energetically. You are emerging cleansed. Integrity and truth will win the day. And be kind, but also very honest. Moonrise is when the moon rises above the horizon. We can't see the moon every single night for various reasons. such as an overcast skies or the position of the moon in relation to the sun, but she's always there, rising reliably. It's funny. He's saying, sage your home, and if he's able to break past the barrier, then he's okay. Yeah, does he encourage you, them to come towards you? I feel like um, they're more focused in on telling you about finding your self-love. That anyone in the outside world, no one can bring you what you need. You need to find that inside of you. That's where they're pointing you to. It's like they encourage you towards yourself. And then anyone else is above and beyond extra. So I don't feel like there's this fatedness that you're supposed to be with us or anybody in particular. I feel like, yeah, it's like, it's okay, but it's all about finding it in here first, because they're only going to be a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So the more you raise your vibration, the more you will draw someone in that matches that. So I feel like I feel like S is more of a stepping stone than like someone to end up with, because I feel like you'll learn a lot about yourself. And that's what, is the big thing. But I don't feel like they're like, yes, this is the one all be all that year, is perfect and blah, blah, blah. They're like, meh, you'll learn through them. There's not like a yeah, no, or a yes, yes, yes. It's yeah, they'll do for your stepping stone, but ultimately, um, they're pointing you towards you right now. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Focus the energy in here, not trying to find love out here. You won't find what you're looking for out there. They're saying you'll find what you're looking for in here. Then that changes your whole perspective of the outside world, because you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. And as you raise your love vibration, your whole view of the world changes too. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Red. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And I've hit over my 3-hour mark, everybody. So I won't get to any of the free readings this evening, but I'll be back. I can't believe it's Friday night yet. So I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then tomorrow night again from 6 to 9. If you didn't get your free readings the last couple of days, because I haven't been able to get to them in the last 2 nights, for sure come back Sunday morning. I usually put out the announcement like 10 a.m. Mountain Time for my 11 to 2. As long as you put your question in anywhere between that period, I will come back on later in the day. If I don't finish in the first session, I come back on and finish out all readings, including free readings on Sundays. I used to do it all the time, but balance has required me to limit it to Sundays. So thank you guys for your patience, all the thumbs up, all the love. I'm so grateful. And remember, as you're going through your adventures, that every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, many blessings, much love to you. And remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious all the time? It's a playground. Let's go play. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.